Are you loyal? Has anyone ever asked you that question? Are you loyal? I remember a former president of Nigeria said something. He said 99% loyalty is disloyalty. Now, within the DISC framework, the matrix, you have the S personality people. These guys are loyal. They are patient. Have you ever worked with someone who's patient, kind, supportive, loyal? That's the S personality. Here's the thing. They avoid conflict and they struggle with sudden change. So if you love loyalty and then you're the person that thrives in chaos, you thrive in the turbulence and change, then when you don't have this S personality people who are loyal, but then when change comes, they shut down, especially when you break their trust. You can do anything. They give you trust 100%. Your job is to keep the trust. If you break it, it becomes hard for you to get it back. So today, I will break down exactly how the supportive type think, what motivates them, what drains them, how to work with them in a way that builds trust, and also how you can build long-term loyalty with them. By the end of this video, I'm very hopeful, very hopeful that you will know their strengths and then you will know their blind spots and how to instantly improve your relationship with them and build long-term relationship. And if you want your whole team to understand how this works, we're here to help out. We're giving out a free lunch and learn. Invite us and then we would come over and help your team to understand how this works and how they can understand the personality types of the people that work with them. And that's what we do at Dellonville. It's a central part of our behavioral strategy for growth program, where we've worked with countless S-type people or supportive types. And these people are really the quiet engines in the organization. They keep things going. And when you understand them, it transforms team dynamics. I'll tell you a quick story about a brother-in-law of mine who, in the family, for some reason, I would just call him D. He is this person that something might happen in the family and other members of the family might just say, oh, this is so bad. Oh, it shouldn't have happened. What kind of... And then it gets to him and he looks at it and he goes, have you guys thought about it this way? Why did he even do this? Like, let's say another member of the family, A, does something. So why did A do that? Okay, don't worry. I'll talk to him and then I'll get back to you guys. And then he comes back in the next family meeting and he presents the matter in a way that douses everybody's anger or at least causes them to have a rethink. He's that person that he just doesn't want anyone cast out. He doesn't want anybody thrown out of the family circle. He just wants everybody together. Always. That's what Uncle D does. So you get the point. There are people like that in the family, places of work. That's all they want to do every time. Make sure that things keep going. I have personally worked with several S personality people, coach them, and they're often the glue that holds the team together from what I have learned. But without proper understanding of this personality type, you might fall into the temptation of overlooking them. You might fall into the temptation of getting them overwhelmed. And so this video is here to open your eyes and get you more aware of the power you have in your organization when you have the S personality people. 67% of the people we have in different organizations, and they keep the engine running. So here's the thing. The supportive type, they are steady, they are loyal, they're practical, and they are relationship driven. But also they avoid conflict and they are sensitive to trust. They give you 100% of their trust. Don't lose it. Why do they do that? They gain energy from helping people. I've got this friend, he's still a friend of mine, in fact, my whole family. And he told me once, he says, Stallone, you'll find it hard to ask for help. I've studied you. If you need help and there's anything that I can do, talk to me. And I said, yeah, I'm going to get back to you. And we laughed. And he pulled me back and he said, really, listen, when I help people, it helps me to take my attention away from my personal problems, and it strengthens me, gives me energy. Can you imagine that? These are people that say, if you need help, tell me, and I'm going to go out of my way to help you because I derive joy and energy from giving to you. That's the S personality. When you have them in your organization, do not overwhelm them. Do not fall into the trap of overlooking them. Like I said, they gain energy from helping others and maintaining harmony. But if there's a sudden change, there is conflict, or they feel unappreciated, that can easily unsettle them, just so that you know. Now, what are their core characteristics? Loyalty, they are loyal, they are stable, they value trust and stability above everything else. They are practical doers that prefer behind the scene work. They don't want to be out there. I used to work with a friend, Tari, and I was just having this conversation, and Tari said, everybody is meant to be on the stage. Not everybody will be on the stage. And that is totally true. For every one person that's on the stage talking to thousands of people, there are maybe tens, in some cases, hundreds of people behind the stage making everything work. Logistics, movement, emailing, follow-up, and all of that. Sometimes tens, hundreds of people working behind the scene. These S people, they are the guys that keep the engine going. So if you have them, of course, we all do have them. The key thing is identifying them. Do not overlook them. Make sure that they are well taken care of. In terms of relationship radar, they sense subtle emotional shifts. They sense certain mood shift naturally. Because they give you the role, they're very sensitive. What is it that energizes them? Helping others. That's the number one thing that energizes them. Making someone else's life easier gives them a significant emotional boost. Number two, safe environment. They thrive in small, warm relational groups. Number three, trust. It is essential for them to engage meaningfully. If you lose their trust, it's very hard to get it back. If you do get it back. And number four, appreciation. Do not be nice, be kind. You know, it's a difference. Nice is superficial. Be kind, mean it. Sincerely show gratitude, because this motivates them a lot more than money. They're not people that are necessarily driven by money. But now let's take a look at their blind spots. Every personality type has got a strength and their blind spots. Now, what about their blind spots? By blind spots, areas of improvements, you might say. Number one is conflict avoidance. Sometimes you need to have that uncomfortable conversation to move on. They avoid it. They avoid conflict even when it harms them. Even when avoiding that conflict will harm them. Because if you need to have an uncomfortable conversation, the longer you wait to have the conversation, the more difficult it becomes. And I think we all know that. And the number two blind spot I want to mention in this video is mind reading expectations. They expect you to sense their needs. Have you heard someone say, well, I expect you to understand that. I expect you to know. I mean, you should really dominant as personality person. You probably also need to pay attention to these blind spots. Holding grudges. Loss of appreciation or trust may cause silent resentment. Yes, when you don't appreciate them, they could just silently feel, I'm being taken for granted. And they hold it. When you lose their trust, it's hard to get it back if at all you get it. I think I've said this repeatedly. I mean, so many times. So you get the point. Resistance to change, well, that's a key one. Especially knowing that in many cases, organizational drivers, those who are in leadership positions, are D people many times, many times, not always, many times. And the bomb, they want to move on. But the S guy just feels, really? And you need to create a situation. You need to show them, you need to assure them that they will they have your support, because instant and excessive change or sudden change could paralyze them. Okay, these things could paralyze them. That's why it's important to show that you care about them by showing that you will support them. But how do you effectively work with S-type people? Number one, show sincere appreciation. I said that already. Don't be nice. Be nice is good, but don't just be nice. Let me say that. Don't just be nice. Be kind. Mean it. There's the number one motivation. Show appreciation for them. Very little things that they do, and they just move on, and they show appreciation. I'm also learning that. Why? Because I think sometimes I'm also in that category where I just, like a D people, they just go, yeah, we've achieved this, let's go on, what next? But the S people want to sit there and understand and enjoy that victory. The D guy suddenly wants to move on. Slow down. S people, this S-type personality people, they enjoy being appreciated. And there's nothing wrong in being appreciated, is there? No, nothing. Number two, allow processing time. When they have to make a decision, give them time to make decisions. Do not rush them. Do not give them something and then you want an answer right now. A D person might give you, a C person with the right data might just give you, this is what the data is saying. An I person might just go round and round and find a way to. But an S person, oh, come on, you know. Then protect their trust. Once broken, you might not get it back. If you do, it's going to take a long time. Be friendly and relational. Be warm towards them, because when you're warm towards them, it improves receptivity. Understand, that's why an I might really quickly connect with an S, because the eyes, they just come in, they are the warmth in the party, they just boom, bulldoze their way in and hey, try to get everyone animated. Although S's stable, laid back a little bit, but they want to be shown, they want to see that you appreciate them, you notice them, you give cognizance to their presence and to their part in the team. Help them to plan. They benefit from support with future planning. Be friendly and relational. I think I've said that again a second time. So that's that for the S personality. I hope this has been helpful to you. And if you really want to appreciate more how this works and how you can help those who are in your team to work with the S personality people and help the S personality people to understand their blind spots so that they can accommodate the vibes of the other people in your team, then talk to us. We invite you to invite us to deliver a free lunch and learn to your team. Be done virtually. I prefer live because then we've got the energy in the room and everyone does the exercises and they come to appreciate how they differ from one another and how they bring special stuff into the room. By the way, just to recap, the S personality type, they're loyal, gentle, practical, and intuitive. They thrive on trust, appreciation, and stability, and struggle. They do struggle with conflict, change, and if they feel undervalued. Now you know. Now you are aware. My name is Dellonville Samuel, and until I come your way again, go on succeeding by becoming a better version of yourself. Bye for now.